Shamini, Bhavni, and myself will share a little bit about our time in Ananda village. But although you heard a lot last time, so let's see what we can share. But we thought we will also have a little more chanting today and music, since that's a big part of. Please turn that off. Yeah. I'm surprised how I sound sometimes. It's like doesn't sound very good, but thank you for bearing with me. So let's just sit up straight for a moment. Let's start with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Guru, Paramhansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, humbly we bow before you all. Divine Mother, we are yours. Be with us. May your light flow freely through all of us as we sing your name, as we gather in satsang. Help us to see the highest in each other, the highest in all, that we may bring your light and awaken your light everywhere. Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvade Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguru Tvam Namami. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Chasakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayan, 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 Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayan. Om Namo Narayana. 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 Om Namo Narayan.
So with yesterday being Independence Day, let's do Rise in Freedom, tuning into that inner freedom as we chant this beautiful song of Swamiji. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, oh my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, oh my soul, in freedom. Sitting up straight, gazing up at the point between the eyebrows. Let's offer everything at the feet of the Gurus. All limitations, anything holding us back. Offer it up at the point between the eyebrows. And try to receive the freedom from the Guru in our hearts. Let's meditate for a few minutes together.
So do thou, my Lord, thou and I never apart, thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. So do thou, my Lord. So do thou, my Lord. Thou and I never apart. Thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. So do thou, my Lord. So do thou, my Lord. Thou and I never apart. Thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Oh, I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me 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 the sea. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus lotus feet of my divine mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, 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 Divine Mother, my Divine Mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine 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 Mother, my Divine Mother. Let's meditate for a few more minutes before we begin the sharing. Okay, well, good evening once again, and a pleasure to be back here with all of you. Of course, we've been back for 3, 4 weeks or a month. I don't know anymore. It is so funny because when you are there in America, in Ananda village, we've spent how long? Like over a month, probably, or around a month. And you're in this dreamland, and then you come back to India, and within 1, 2 days, you forget all about that dreamland. It's like it just you come back to this reality so fast, it seems to me. But of course, a lot of the memories remain, and somehow it seems like it all happened so far away, so long ago. Is very funny in that way how time works. And anyway, but of course, last time you heard from a few people about their experiences of Ananda village and how it all was, and they give also a description of what all happened. So don't feel like we need to say much about that. In fact, we're trying to figure out what are we going to say. But we were blessed, at least Shami and I, to that we have gone to Ananda village already a few times. This probably was our fourth time or something like that. So it was not a new experience for us, but it's very interesting because every time, we think we are doing well here. We think like, maybe you don't think you're doing well, I don't know, but we think we are on the right path, we are doing well, and we are. But somehow it always is the same thing. When I get there, suddenly I finally find that my spine straighten up. Is whoa, what was I doing all this time? Was my spine not straight already? But somehow just that vibration and just meeting the first people who live there. And again, it can be people who, as they all said, people who don't have any outward role, that they just live there and do humbly their seva or whatever it may be. You may even not even know who they are, you all, because you have never seen them on camera. But even speaking with normal people in Ananda village, they suddenly you feel like your energy, yourself are straightening up, and you feel like, yes, I'm doing okay, but I need to do more. I need to do more for my spiritual life. And that is probably because a lot of the magnetism of the place, and because people there just fully dedicate their lives, and the magnetism of the place helps them with that. Now I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But one really fun thing, and can be annoying sometimes, perhaps, I don't know, of the village, is that there is opportunity for endless satsang. And depending on who you are, whether you like it or don't like it, I think it's a wonderful thing. But it happens sometimes, maybe you want to go for a walk or a run. You go out of the house, maybe 200 meters, you stop for half an hour, and then it's already time to go back home. So you go back home because you found a friend or you found someone you hadn't seen for a while, and you start talking, talking satsang for like half an hour. And we discover the trick. They say if you want to go for exercise, put headphones on, because then people will not stop you and talk to you. But it's a wonderful, really wonderful feeling. There is a devotee there that calls, in Ananda village, you can have dumpster satsang even. Because when people go to drop the trash in the dumpster, they meet friends. And it doesn't matter where you are, you just start talking, you start having satsang again. And it's not satsang like, sharing the teachings necessary. Oh, this happened and that happened, and master said so, and whatever it is. It's just heart to heart connections. And it is so easy over there to have heart to heart connections with everybody, because of course they are devotees and they're open. And of course, if you are from India, even then they want to hear from you, because for many of them it seems like a very foreign reality. But I find that very, very touching. And it really shows why Master wanted these communities to happen. Why was it such an important thing that Swamiji will say he will speak about communities in almost every satsang that he gave towards the end of his life? And you start to experience why he said that. Now, we are very fortunate here in India that we have city centers like this, that we all can come together, sharing that magnetism. But most likely, within a few hours, within a few days, perhaps, you feel maybe that magnetism is depleted to some degree, and you need to recharge yourself again. And over there, of course, that constant awareness, that constant magnetism is there for us to keep ourselves. And you start to understand also, why did Master say we keep saying this same thing over and over again? You heard us saying it a million times. Environment is stronger than willpower. And we like to throw it out there, and we say it all the time, and we know it to some degree. But I feel when you are there, you can feel it truly. Why I say that? Okay, so we come here. Yes, there is a wonderful environment, but it is first of all, this place has not been here for 50 some years, and people have meditated here for so long, and the presence of Swami Kriyananda. We are doing our best here, and we are all making this place very heavenly. But that place has been for over 50 years, and here, even though there is a nice bubble, we all know that what happens downstairs. Very often we are having a kirtan here, and they're having their own kirtan. You could say that, although I don't think we can call that a kirtan. We can hear dun, 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 and it affects us to some degree. Even if we start laughing inwardly because of the duality or whatever it may be, it affects us. And of course, the thoughts of everybody around us affects us, and the cars behind, and Sunday, how the market, whatever it is, decide starts, and people are eating and laughing and having a good time. It all affects us. But over there is really isolated, and you start to see, when I'm here, somehow, even though I didn't do anything, my desires for other things are going down. My thoughts, my worldly thoughts, are going down. My wanting to, I don't know, even just enjoy some food outside or whatever, starts going down. Everything worldly desire automatically starts going down without you putting any willpower to it. And I have seen this every time when I go to Ananda village or when I go to Ananda Assisi, that things that were so normal back at home or here in Pune or wherever we were at the time, somehow they don't attract me anymore. Let's say wasting time on YouTube or in any of these other things. I just don't feel like doing it at all, because the spine is being straightened again, just out of the magnetism of the place. And I find that to be a wonderful experience. I had to say we had this a little bit more when we were all living back outside in Watunde, because again, that was very isolated. But that place is just, Anandita mentioned last time, the temple of silence. They call it the temple that meditates for you. Because again, you just go and there's so much energy, and people have meditated deeply so much, so many years, that again, it just helps you. So environment is stronger than willpower. You can experience it in the deepest way that I have seen when you go over there. Of course, here as well, because outside and inside is a tremendous difference. But I didn't know there were even deeper levels than that. And deeper levels also in everything else, honestly speaking. Now, you think that we are good at music, for example. Well, let me tell you, when we go over there, we are like babies, almost. There is, when I feel that whenever I go to Ananda village, not only my spine gets straightened, but I also realize how much I need to refine in myself, whether it be attitudes, whether it be like my level of energy, whether it be just my music abilities. And every time we go there, it's like, wow, this is what a choir should sound like. This is what singing is. And not get me wrong, we are all doing a wonderful job, but it's just, again, how can we take it deeper? When you go there, you realize that people have really specialized in things. Now, we talk about oftentimes the 1% and all that Master said, if you do 1% of what I teach you, and it can be taken in different ways. But I feel that over there, because there is so many people as compared to here, people have the ability to specialize. So those who are doing music, or many of them, are just focusing on the music or in the arts. And there's a lady who does dancing. There's others who do plays. And you can see how their attunement to master and to the path has increased because they dived deep into this one particular aspect. Because obviously, whatever master has given us and Swamijis are expressions of truth. And we can trace back those expressions to the truth itself. And it is just amazing, again, how much we can refine our meditations or attitudes or skills and our devotion, and how much we can refine our self-offering to God. And that's one of the reasons that I recommend everybody to go. Not so much, yes, the pilgrimage is wonderful, but also puts your, not to compare in the sense, oh, I'm doing so bad or whatever. I am where I am. We all have things that other people don't have. It's not about that. But it shows you the potential of where you can go because of how much people have gone deep over there. And we have other wonderful examples here in India, but somehow when you're there, it's all that you're thinking of, it's all that you're seeing. And in that, you really feel that your spiritual life can take a big leap forward. So those are a few things that I wanted to share, and I wanted to encourage you to test the environment is stronger than willpower, even when we are here. When we are here, we don't have to go over there per se. When you're here, also say, well, let me put my worldly desires, my worldly talks, my worldly things to the side, at least for this 1 hour, 2 hours, and let's together bring that spirit of master in every interaction that we do, so that, we can also create this kind, not to be artificial, not to say, oh, master, this, but just to try to relate to each other from the higher self to our higher self. Now, with that, we wanted to do a couple of songs together because I was supposed to mention about the arts as well. You heard a lot about the choir, the kirtan, the play. The interesting thing about the centennial is that what people most remember is the arts. People forget about the talks mostly. They may remember one or two things here or the overall feeling, but everybody remembers the events. We had a kirtan, we had a concert, we had a play with more kirtan, we had a closing ceremony, we had different dances that happened. That was always a highlight for everybody. And I think that's what people are going to remember the most going forward. And so we thought we will also sing a few songs together so that we get a little feeling of that. So whoever knows Walk Like a Man, or brothers, what should we do? Walk Like a Man is easier maybe. And Life is a Dream. You all know this, so whoever knows them, well, come forward, and then the rest can sing from your place. Okay, we'll do one now and one later. Kushi Sanika, you know the song. Avinash? Walk like a man.
Are you guys and all
All together. Just. Walk like a man, even though you walk alone. Why court approval once the road is known? Let come to will, but if they all turn the rings are thrown. What if men cry, your dream is not our own? Your soul knows the answer. Go on alone. Give life your heart. Bless everything that's grown. Fear not the loving. All this world's your own. Make rich the soul, but once the seed is sown, seek freedom, don't linger. Go on alone. Join us. Walk like a man, even though you walk alone. Why court approval once the road is known? Let come who will, but if they all turn home, the goal still awaits you. Go on alone. Go on alone. Go on alone. We'll do the next one after Bhav.
Okay. Thank you, Bharat. We have been having some wonderful sharing from since last week and this week, and hopefully more, because there are more people who have visited and are yet to share, and I think we'll hear them too. So, like Bharat said, this was, I think, probably my fourth or fifth visit. Wasn't new, but it was a conscious choice to honor and to celebrate Swamiji's life. And the years we spent with Swamiji while he was in India are special not only for this incarnation but for all eternity. And his discipleship, his leadership, and his complete willingness to listen to his Guru's command, no matter what it asked of him, is just so inspiring. And some of those moments are very alive within me even today. And so this visit is also to honor the teachings of the Guru through Swamiji. The greatest gift in my life is, of course, the presence of the Guru brought to me by Swamiji. Master would often exhort members of the congregation to visit people, visit family in different centers. And so it is a conscious cultivation that we too should practice with our spiritual family, just like with our earthly family. We nourish and nurture those bonds. Likewise, include the spiritual family too in our in the expansion of our consciousness, in the nourishment of soul relationships, soul friendships. There were quite a few times when at the village, every time you visit, you find a friend from the past. You find somebody who just recognizes you. I mean, you don't know them, you haven't met them before. I remember in this visit, I was just sitting after a long day. I just went back to the expanding light and I was looking for some food. And I was just sitting there in the dining area, and one of the sevaks, they just passed by, and she looked at me and then she asked me, "Do you need some food?" I said, "Yeah." And she went into went into the kitchen and brought the meal of the day. And she just said, "I saw you sitting there and I felt I know you." And I said, "I feel the same too." And we had a wonderful conversation. She was from Canada, very energetic, wonderful person. But to say it's the deepening of relationships, friendships from the past. Ananda village is one of the happiest places on earth. Not because problems don't exist, but because through a lifetime of living, practicing the teachings, devotees learn to see spiritual opportunities. And that is what I see time and again. And I think it is the teaching we bring away every time, you go to a place of higher awareness, of higher energy. You cannot come away without being touched. When I went for the 50th, my lesson, every time there's a message that is what I've experienced during my visits to the village. Every time there's a special takeaway. During the 50th, some of this I've already shared with people here. During the 50th, the message was to get more into the spine. Like Bharat was saying, you just enter the temple of light, you meet all of the, the Guru Bhais who have been practicing the teachings for so many years, and you see that clarity in their eyes, and you see the easy smile on their face. And it does lift the energy up your spine, and it reminds you, what we are here for. Who are you? What is the purpose of your service, of the seva that you do? It's to remember and to reawaken that consciousness which we have forgotten. And so every time you meet one of those old friends, of course, who have been here to found the work in India, and we have spent time with them. Ramaniji is a special name I recall. We just went to meet her at her house, such a joyful soul. I mean, it was just greeting them, and sometimes just spending time with them. It was, of course, a busy time with the centennial. But whatever brief moments you got with people, they just like eternal memories, they stay with you. And like I said, to stay inspired, it's a conscious choice. You are in a wonderful environment that will lift you, but it's a conscious choice not to get critical, not to get judgmental, because if you do, you lose the inspiration of the environment, you lose the environment. So that was one of my experiences for a brief moment when I got critical about something, and I realized, and I realized you can be in the environment, but it is your choice to stay attuned with the environment. And we need to practice that attunement. We know as a teaching that in this world of duality, there are layers to this universe. It's not just what you see. It need not be the principle that what you see is what you get. You can get what you don't see too. You can get what is not visible too. And there are layers to plumb in Ananda village, in that consciousness. I've often felt in visiting that place. Imagine 200, 250 people in that 800 acres, meditating every day, striving their best to practice the highest. It's uplifting the world. It is Master's mission. When Swamiji or somebody asked Master, is this a new religion? And Master said it's a new expression. We stand at the cusp of, a big transition. And that special dispensation, we see Ananda village is a microcosm of that special dispensation. And the special dispensation is like that field, it's like that seed which is flowering in so many ways in that place. I remember once just walking through the roads of the village, you could just feel there is so much in the consciousness out there. And the thought just came to me, this was a few years back, and the thought just came to me, there are many books waiting to be written. Because imagine what it takes to build a work of Satya Yuga in a Dwapara Yuga which is not yet mature, but is still just, getting weaned out of Kali Yuga. The consciousness, the power that Swamiji drew by his discipleship from the Guru is life transforming. But we just want to keep tuning in. What's happening here? What's happening behind the scenes, behind the appearances? Can the veil be parted? And it's a good prayer to make every time, not only in the village, but wherever we are. Master, can you lift the veil a little bit and show me a little of, part of your design? How the cosmic design has become you and me, individually, personal yet impersonal. And the village it's a maturing of that consciousness that is striving to bring the light of the Master and Swamiji's vision not only into their lives, but also into the upliftment of the world. Because that special dispensation was not just for It's interesting. I was just reflecting on those two words, special dispensation. It is so broad, it is not definitive at all. Except that in that special dispensation, probably the one definitive essence that you can bring to that phrase is the upliftment of all humanity in an upward direction as we move into a higher yuga. And that is why Swamiji said, the practices, the teachings, the principles that Master brought and that Swamiji brought life to through his discipleship, through his books, through his music, through the arts, it will define Dwapara Yuga in the years to come. And each one of us is blessed to be given an early preview of it and to be that channel, that window through which even generations to come can be able to get a glimpse. That was another one of those special moments for me in the village, to see the younger generation just coming in and taking, they hosted the event. And it was so beautiful to see so much harmony, love, peace. I remember when we would gather for the Karma Yoga. Such dynamic energy. We start with a prayer, the call in the voice of Sundara and Nanda Devi, they would lead the seva. So much joy. And, and then and there they would assign seva, they would read out a list of items and they would ask, okay, who wants to go where? We choose our, the seva. And we would show up, and just such openness and friendship. I remember at one of the seva, we were at the temple, it's the famous Hansa temple, the building, the design, the architecture for which was given to Swamiji in a dream. So I was cleaning the blinds, of the window blinds, and they hadn't cleaned it for some time. So of course it was quite, what you say, the dust had to be really scrubbed. And I didn't realize, so in my enthusiasm, I kept scrubbing and it snapped. One of the slats snapped and I was like, oh my God. And I kept it to myself for some time. How do I now reveal this to the person who is overseeing this task? And so when the time was right, when she was taking a pause from her seva, I told her, I was trying to clean that slat, but it snapped. What can we do? Can we fix it? I said, don't worry. We'll replace it. And just like that, and so in every, I think 5-6 days, we were part of the Karma Yoga. Not a moment when your energy went down, because you were just in that bubble when people were supporting you. I remember, no matter how busy people were as a group in that seva, somebody would always come to say, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Would you like some water? It's just so much sweetness. And, those are the things we carry with us, because that is our soul nature. And that's the light we are trying to shine. I hope, and now I want to share about my stay with Jayaji during this time. Jayaji keeps an open door policy. It is very kind of him. So it gets dry very quickly. This is the last, so we'll be in time. No. So it's a very deep, special blessing. Of course, that's another beautiful thing in the village. Many saints walk in the garb of ordinary people. And it's just so simple, but so full of joy. And like I said, he keeps an open door policy. After me, I remember Amit writing a mail asking, do you think, I can stay with Jayaji? I said, why not, just write a mail to Jayaji and he'll be happy to have you. And I guess Amit wrote that mail, and, Jayaji, and he never locks the door. Wherever he goes, he would say, I don't lock the door. Just, it has a mosquito netting that, just closes automatically when you leave the house, and that's it. Whether night or day, he never locks or closes the door. It's always open. So like Amit was sharing in the last satsang, every morning and every evening we would go for meditation together, and tremendous energy, just being around him. I would, sometimes just leave the house early just to give him his space. And but we would visit Sadhana ji often. I remember one moment with Sadhana ji, and we were trying to kind of, Bharat and Shamni were also there in that visit, and we were singing and trying to bring up her spirits, and and I remember at one point she even began to sing to whatever degree she can in a very light voice, whatever she could remember. And then I was clapping along and just trying to, I was sitting right in front of her. So I was clapping along and trying to raise the energy. And, first she was not smiling. Then she started smiling. And then probably I think I went overboard. And then she was like, I'm like, oh, I've gone too far in trying to raise the energy here. But, just that calm, the soul observer, you could see in her form, that you could see that it was not just the form there, that there was a deep look from those eyes, from that consciousness that was being shared with you. Just being around her was a deep blessing. And it is wonderful that we got to meet with Sadhana ji before her passing. It was, I feel, a special gift of the Gurus. As we know, they were founding members. Sadhana ji was a founding member. And there's another moment that took me back in time. I'll close with this. This was when I was very new on the path. And I was singing one of those old chants that is very popular. And so we were setting up the altar table for a class. And I was kind of humming it quite, a little loudly. And Sadhana ji said, well, that's not our chant. I said, Sadhana ji, but this is a spiritual chant. I said, that's not our chant. Very calmly. And it took me a few years to understand what she was trying to communicate. Attunement. Now, there are many beautiful things, but why are we chanting? Why are we singing? It's not for enjoying something. It's not for entertaining alone. It's part of it. But at the heart, we need to keep our eyes on the goal. It is for attunement. And I realized that a few years later, and because when she first told me, I did not take very kindly to it inwardly. And I was like inwardly reveling, this is, a good chant, and, without saying it outwardly. But later on, in that calm, gentle way, she was conveying an attunement through that guidance, through that instruction. And in the many moments that we have had celebrating birthdays together, days and lunches and, gatherings together, she was always that calm presence, guiding you when you needed it the most, but without imposing herself. So, and the Astral Ascension ceremony, if you haven't seen it, friends, I would highly recommend. It was so joyful, so beautiful. And it was so wonderful to see Jayaji and his daughter, Shama. They were so joyful and uplifted. We are not used to seeing this, when, there are, our family members who pass on. But to see that higher, elevated relationship between souls, and you realize that the definition of this relationship is joy, no matter what, that we take form, we leave form behind, but the friendship continues. That bond, that relationship continues. And Ananda Village is that laboratory. On the one hand, Swamiji said, I don't even care so much about Ananda. He said, what I love to see is the love of God in your eyes. And that is the purpose of Ananda. That is the reason why we all come together. That is the reason why family is important. It is the way we evolve on the path, because progress on the spiritual path is going beyond the self, going beyond one's individual consciousness to embrace the larger consciousness. And that spiritual, intentional, spiritual communities are part of the special dispensation that Yogananda ji brought through Swamiji. And what a gift. What a gift that when Ananda was created, and even when we celebrated 50 years, not many that were created at the same time, succeeded. Ananda is one of those rare organizations. Why? Because God is at the heart of it. As Master said, I live here. The first time I walked into the expanding light, the Ananda village, you just felt you're walking into Swamiji's and Master's vibration. And that is what we are all trying to create in our own way, in urban setups, in our homes, wherever we are, through this temple, through our many temples, many churches, many channels of light. So let's continue to bring that gift of light to all our brothers and sisters around the world, and let's keep visiting one another. Om.
Life is a dream, time like a stream, carries our burdens away. Never despair, joys everywhere, love can befriend you today. Free from all care, like birds of the air, soar above griefs and worries, seek joy and be gay. Often on earth, things of great worth, worldly ambitions devour. Sometimes a friend helps us ascend up from life's cares to the sky. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh.
Well, thank you for the sharing and also for this opportunity. And it's a good idea you both had for this sharing, actually, because we were talking, all of us in the office, and like they were saying, we were like, what are we going to say? This seems like 2 months back. Like, I can't even remember what happened. And then I think some of them, maybe Bharat told Anandita and you guys that 7:30 is too long. I don't think we will make it. And so I'll try to keep it short so that this doesn't go till 8 o'clock. But, just adding, maybe I was thinking I could more add from a few little people, and maybe that'll be fun for you all to hear. Just experiences like illustrating, hopefully, some of the thoughts I guess everybody has been sharing, which is what was coming to my mind, the memories that come. And also, as I was thinking about this, one of the principles Swamiji told us again and again was why come together is come together in friendship to support one another in your efforts. That's Ananda also, right? It is not just on your own in your house thinking about yourself, your progress, your Kriya practice, how much have I grown, but how much am I sharing with others? How much am I helping my friends? And in a way, I think from what they all have shared, that's the main thing that stands out, no? That illustration of friendship, of divine friendship. And, also we think of Master, we all know about the garden party, no, which we have heard of. And he thundered out there that thousands of youth must go north, south, east, west, start these communities. And in the end, what was his vision? He said it very simply in 4 words, basically. And that they should demonstrate that simple living and high thinking, those other concept, brings the highest happiness. And you think about it, you simplify, right? As Bharat was also saying, when we are here, it's like somehow, now Monday is our day off, and suddenly the phone will start going to Zomato, and all those things will start coming. over there, I suddenly realized after like 3 weeks of being there, like, wow, we haven't ordered any biryani. And I'm perfectly happy. Like, it hasn't even been a thought, Simple living. It's like, what does that mean for us? And of course, for us, I think that's okay. For Indians, I think that comes as a base, no, in the simple living scale. Our food is our everything. But, like there are certain things we can simplify probably in our lives. And we can take illustrations from what everyone's been sharing and let's put it here, right? In whatever expression Master's given us. Reach out to one another, think out, look out for each other. Are you okay? Do you need something? Do you need a snack? This is so much sweetness rather than just you're just there alone looking for a snack. It's like people are looking out for you, and it's a lovely way to live. So speaking of snacks, I guess I'll start with Jayaji. So we took him up on his open door policy, and I think all the Indians were there quite often. I think everybody had brought, you had those pre-packaged, what is the thing that Jayaji loves that he got? Premixed dal makhni, is it? That Upma, that's the one. So somehow he's got this reputation that Jayaji loves upma. So everybody brought upma. So there's this whole shelf of upma packets there. Now all of us Indians are suddenly like, oh, let's go to Jayaji's house and make Indian food. And we're opening those upma and those dal makhnis, which we had brought for him. And we are using it like, yeah, Jayaji, we'll eat dal makhni tonight, finishing his supply. And at some point, there was this evening we decided to do one of these. And, there's a chaos in the kitchen. You can imagine knowing just Bhavni and me, those of you who know our cooking skills are quite basic. Luckily, we had some people to save us, but it started getting a little loud. There was also Katyayani. And so there was a lot of enthusiasm in the kitchen. And Jayaji was just sitting there quietly on his laptop, and we had all these onions and all these things flying, the potatoes, and everything was cooking. All the 4 burners were on. And then at some point, Jayaji, she had to ask him, where are the, I don't know, whatever kept. And Jayaji's like, it's all over there. Like, wow, this is starting to feel like Pune again. Like this kitchen. And we were just like, maybe we should speed it up. But he was just so happy. He's like, come anytime. And this is your home. And, we really did take him up on. And then in the midst of all that, he just will share a very beautiful heart-to-heart satsang over dinner, no? And that's how it is with all friends. Anyone invites you for dinner, for lunch, for tea, but you end up having like a real exchange, as it is here also, I hope, if any of you visit each other. It's not just sort of, no, with Guru Bhais, it's so different. But there, and I think I had mentioned this in Guru Purnima, which some of you loved, and you mentioned, just having a whole community where everyone's a kriyaban, right? And you think about that, and we've talked about it, and but it is so interesting to reflect, because then the general vibration of the community, everyone's trying their best, and so the thoughts are lifting up, the thoughts are thinking of God. It's not just thinking about something mundane. And of course, like Bhavni was saying, everyone has to choose to make that effort. So it's not like by chance, because you're there physically, it's just happening. People all have to cooperate. There's a flow of energy, right, that you're being a part of when you go there. And I was thinking of this thing also that, Swamiji said one time in a talk, and I thought that was very interesting, that he went for a walk with a few friends some years ago. And at some point, he took a step and he said, wow, this feels so peaceful all of a sudden. And then he turned around and he realized that they had just re-entered the boundary of the property. So over there are no fences, and it's all just sort of very raw, right? So Ananda village will end, but the road keeps going, and you don't know exactly has the village ended or not. But isn't that interesting? He took a step and he realized, oh, the difference between Ananda village versus even just a step, he could feel a difference of peace. And in a way, it's like this little bubble of master's energy that you enter into when you go in there. Because it's also self-contained. So you don't need to really leave the village. Once you go there, you're kind of there. And once you exit, you kind of again start to remember, oh yeah, supermarket, and all of those things. And not that person's not a kriyaban at the soon, but if you're in the village, the guy selling your groceries, the guy who's like doing the gardening, everyone's just, it's always an exchange of energy, no? And it's again a beautiful way to live, which we don't realize what's happening until you exit from that. And then you kind of have to maybe adjust yourself and whatever not. And in India, I enjoy very much, just as a side note, coming back, there's one lady here on the road who sells very beautiful, like very, she makes these herbal drinks, very healthy. Some of us have, I think, checked her out. And so I used to go there sometimes, before going to the village. And when I came back, I was walking here for sadhana one morning, and then she was like, hey, like waving out like this, And then I went there to say hi, and it was like an old friend. I had gone maybe twice or something. And I realized, hey, actually, in India, we're blessed. There is also that with everyone around, it's not a stranger kind of give me money. Here's your juice ticket, go. It's a friendly vibration. But if we can do that more consciously also as devotees, looking out for each other, and just seeing and bring that into our lives. And I'll say maybe one more thing about, two more things. Speaking of keeping it short, this is when we realize when something touches your heart, then you can keep going, no? But so one is about, this flow of energy, which we are in there, no? So at one point, I remember I had to go to the office because I hadn't brought my laptop and all that. So I'm not going to do any work. But some Zoom call meeting came up. And so I found that, I had to be there for that. And also I need to take notes. And any of you who've worked with me, I like to take notes and lots of notes. So I need lots of paper. So I went to the office and there was not many people. But so I went looking and there were like a couple of devotees. So I went to them. I said, I just started. Like I need basically a piece of paper or a notebook and some pen. Where can I find it? And just in that moment, this devotee walked in, entered the office with this like thing of notebooks and just like entered like this. And I just didn't finish my sentence. No, I need a notebook. And she came in and said, I was just clearing out my office and I thought if anyone needs these notebooks. And then these two devotees were like, and one of them said, and we think Master is not looking out for our every need. And it was just we could miss these moments. When here we're just like, it happens to all of us, I think. But in that, you're more conscious, right? And it's just like even the smallest thing, there's a flow of energy going on. People are sort of tuning in that way. So it's a beautiful way to experience. And the last thing I wanted to talk was a little bit about family. I'm going to move back because this AC is hitting my throat. So basically, I don't know if any of you right now, I'm not sure, but some of you may have met Bharat's brother and sister-in-law, Surya, Vayu and Surya, and they live in the village. And they used to live here, then they have moved there now for a few years, and they have two children, basically almost 5 and 7. So little kids. And it was our joy. We got to have a home in Ananda village this time. So we were there for 3 weeks or so in their house. And, just they go to the school, the Living Wisdom School, Ananda School in the community. And, we hear about, I think many of us have heard about Education for Life. We love it. Some of us have even tried to do things with children here, in Pune with the family camps and workshops and try to bring these principles, right? But from the outside, we don't know what is a Living Wisdom School. Like, what does it look like? And I was telling them also the whole time, I was telling everyone who was visiting the house, like what a great thing it is to live with the products of Living Wisdom School. To be behind closed doors, because kids can be somewhere in the school. How are they behind closed doors? Only maybe the parents get to know, right? But this was so much fun because there's this book one of our Education for Life founders has written. It's called Calm, Compassionate Children. And it was just lying there on Surya's table where I was staying. And at some point after a few days of staying with them, I looked at that book cover and I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm getting to experience the product of a Living Wisdom School, Calm, Compassionate Children. just, kids who were like very tuned into adults' realities, which I was thinking, I don't know how you all were as kids. I don't know when I became aware of anyone else's reality. And certainly kids are usually in their world, but they were very much sensitive to the adults' reality. So the girl loves to paint, which is, again, if any of you know, I love painting. And so I would wake up in the morning and there would be coffee. And so I would go, straight for my cup of coffee first to like wake up the brain. And then she would be watching, like, and then like I would be sipping my coffee, and then she would come slowly, and just feeling the energy. And then she would just say, well, once you finished your coffee, would you like to paint? Like, so considerate, not come paint with me now, whatever, not push, just like checking the energy. And the boy, I had this wonderful moment, like, uh, we were all having, there was a whole full house, because in Ananda village, that was one more thing. Everyone opened their houses. No, there were like, how many, 700 people or more of all of us showed up from everywhere. They all opened their houses, put whatever mattresses on the floor. It was like an Indian, actually, that part felt very for us like, oh, this is like normal. But so this house was full because they were hosting many people in the house. And at some point, the little boy over breakfast took they have a beautiful deck, overlooking this valley like this. And the boy took his breakfast and went to sit outside. He's like not even 5. And so I said, oh, that looks peaceful. So I took my bowl, also wanting to be alone a little bit. And just sitting next to him, we were just in silence, like we were talking a little bit here or there. I was like finding myself wanting to tune into his world, and he was so content, just like peaceful in himself and just happy to be silent, not on the phone, not needing any, just at peace, which again, I thought that's also something of that environment, right? That kids are getting to grow up in that, surrounded by this music that we're singing. They listen to the chants. They have awareness of their own energy at a young age. So for next life, all of us, start signing up for that Living Wisdom School, Ananda Village. Admissions open. Nita's jokes. For a small donation, you can have next life admission in advance. But yeah, so these are few little experiences, and hope everybody really will get a chance to at least go. But even if we can start putting some of these into practice, our lives really becomes very meaningful, isn't it? Just simple living, high thinking. It's the greatest happiness that we get. So what is the flow now? Aarti. We remove.
invite all those who would like to take a touch of light from either of us, channels of the Master. Let's all stand and share the blessings of the Masters for the entire world. Divine Mother, may thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion. And may we be able to awaken thy love in all hearts. Om. Thank you everyone for joining us and being a part of this experience. And we'll have a shot now, but before that, some announcements.
Well, let's all get together for the centennial. And also, many of us probably haven't met Swamiji in person, but that does not really have to define our, oh, did I met or I didn't meet. You know, many of us felt when we were at the Centennial, you could just feel Master Swamiji's presence. We can feel them anytime, anywhere. But this is a very special location where we are coming together to mark his 100th. At the age of 76, with a frail body, he chose to listen to his guru's call and start a work in India, knowing that the climate of India wouldn't suit him, didn't suit him in the past, and it would be a challenge. But he took on the challenge. And those last few years in India were not easy at all for Swamiji. But for you and me, he took on our karmic burdens so that he could open the kingdom of heaven to each one of us. So I would really exhort all of us not to take it lightly, not to take it as, one more thing that is happening. No, it is a very, very special blessing to be part of this moment in time. As they say, once in a lifetime, as it was introduced by Amitji and Ananditaji last week. So do make your utmost to be there for Swamiji and for Master. And through them and through us as channels of their light, of their hands and feet, we can reach many more. So we hope to see you from October 1 to 4. Jai Guru. Now, Prashad.